Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Deja Olson and I am a 19-year-old college senior living in Nebraska. So, that's why I want to talk to you about this topic today, which is how to save money when you're young and broke. Yeah. So, I'm 19 and I've been having to figure out what to do with my money and how to save and how to live as well as save while I'm young and earning money, and just being new to all this money stuff and how to, not listen to everything that outside influences are telling you what to do with your money. Like, you don't need to put every single dollar away because, you still want to live. You still want to go do fun things and try to travel and eat good food and do these things while you can. So, I just wanted to tell you a couple things that I think you could do if you're just trying to save some money, okay? So, let's start. So, the first thing is to just stop buying things, okay? We don't need things, We need clothes. We need the clothes on our body because society says you have to wear clothes. So, we need clothes. We need at least one pair of shoes and maybe a toothbrush and toothpaste and food. And besides that, we don't really need a whole lot. So, just this over consuming, and it's what society and the government just really wants us to do. They want us to keep buying stuff. So we're in this constant cycle of making money, spending on stuff, making more money, spending on stuff, and just like back and forth. And we just need to stop doing that because we don't need all this. We don't need 50 shirts and 20 pairs of shoes and 15 blankets and like 100 stuffed animals. Like, we don't need any of that. So if we just start, a little bit here and there of just, when you see something in the store, just be like, I don't really need that. And then if you're still thinking about it, a couple weeks, a month, 2 months later, then, if you feel like you really want that in your life, go back and get it. But don't just make those simple, fast purchases at a store where it's right there. So I want to get it, but you haven't really thought about it. You don't know if you truly want it. Anyway, I could talk about that one for forever, but I do have a podcast on my channel about stop buying shit, so you can go check that out if you'd like to. And the next is, if you're gonna buy stuff, right? If you're gonna buy new clothes, shoes, any of the above, just thrift your things. Okay, I'm such a huge advocate on thrifting because, it's new to you, right? Yes, someone else has worn it, but for the most part, I've worked at a thrift store, and for the most part, we try to catch anything that has stains or rips or tears, and we don't put that stuff out, so it's good stuff going out, and all you have to do is just take it home and wash it. Hopefully someone washed it before they donated it, but you never know unless it smells bad. So just take it home and wash it, and then boom, it's new and it's yours. And then that way, you feel less bad if you get rid of things, because oh, well, I thrifted it, so I just can repeat that more environmentally friendly cycle, because it's just donate items. It's not reproduction and producing new things. It's just what's already made, and you're just letting it go through this cycle. That's better, in my opinion, than fast fashion and these huge companies that are polluting the air and making putting a lot of pollution in the air just to make some new clothes, when there's so many excess of clothes that are going around that people have been wearing. So just thrift your stuff, No one knows. No one's gonna know you thrifted that unless they ask. And honestly, I don't know. From my reaction to people when I say that I thrifted something, the reaction is usually very positive. And they're like, oh, no way, I thought that was new. And I'm like, no. But then it's more unique too, because someone can't be like, oh, where'd you get that? If it's an Adidas jacket, it's they don't have to ask you. They can, if they want to copy you, they just go over to Adidas, their website, and just pick it out and buy it. But not if it's something thrifted and interesting and unique, then it's gonna be hard to find that, and you're just gonna be even more unique, which is awesome. Okay, next. Ditch the makeup, okay? yeah, you know, I'm not wearing makeup right now, and maybe you think that I'm ugly. Do I care? No. As long as you love yourself, like, that's what's important. You know, you can't love other people until you love yourself. And if makeup is gonna make you love yourself, then that's okay. But you don't need to buy $20 to $30 Better Than Sex mascara, or I don't even know. That's the only expensive one that I know. But like, you can buy, I know there's a bunch of knockoffs at like Walmart, like the telescopic, that like work just as good, but they're at least like half the price. Like, you don't need to buy the most expensive makeup, because makeup, you know, you're either going to use it up or it's going to expire and you're going to have to buy more anyway. So why spend like $25 on it when you could spend like 10 or less? Next, ditch the razors. You don't need to shave. You know, who was it that was like, women need to shave? I want to know. I want to have a talk with them. I mean, they're probably dead by now, because I think women have been shaving for a long time. But you're like, why do we need to shave? Why does society tell us, women, that we need to shave when men can walk around all day being hairy as fuck and no one's even paying them mind? Like, no one's giving them a second glance at their hairiness. Why does that matter for women? You know, there's got to be a reason. There's definitely a reason why we have hair. I've tried to Google it, and you know, one is like friction, like armpit hair. It's when you're walking. Say you're wearing a tank top, and you know it's all exposed. When you're walking, having the hair there prevents the friction from your skin rubbing on your skin, because that's why it's such a sensitive area. But the hair is there to protect that, to protect your armpits and your legs. That's for friction too. And the sun, I'm pretty sure it's the sun, because if hair doesn't grow here but it grows over here, it's to protect you. It's to protect you. It's there for a reason. Why are we trying to shave it off all the time or get laser hair removal and just all these stupid methods? And I guess a razor, you could get a pack at Dollar Tree for like, I don't know, 4 to 8 of them for $1. Yeah, they're only gonna have 2 blades and they'll probably cut your legs, but they're cheap. Okay, but you're gonna run out of those. They're gonna get, you know, rusty in the shower and shit like that, and they're just gonna have to buy more and more and more. And you know, if you prefer shaving cream, that costs money too. I don't know, whatever you use to lather before you shave, that costs money. Laser hair removal, yeah, it's a more permanent solution, but I've heard very mixed reviews on that and if it even works. But that costs so much money. You have to go in for different treatments, and then if it comes back, you gotta go back in and do more treatments. If you just stop shaving, look at all the money you'll save. So much. So much. Okay. Last, about ditching things. Just ditch the skincare products. You don't need a 10-step skincare routine. I know. Everyone's different. And that's what makes us awesome as humans, is that we're all so unique and different. But not a 10-step skincare process is not gonna be the solution for everyone. You know, maybe you might believe that that's what it is for you, but if it's not working out, you don't need to use 10 different products, you know? You need to, well, obviously brush your teeth every morning, maybe clean your tongue. I don't know, at least have a toothbrush and toothpaste, and then a bar of soap to wash your face. Like, you don't need that much. And you know, I feel like acne is so normal, and it's so sad that we're all so like scared of acne and we think it makes us ugly and unlikable, unattractive, whatever. But it doesn't matter. One day it'll subside and get better. And some people think that like a 10-step skincare routine is gonna be the cure, the quick cure, you know, in a few weeks, clear. Just, that's not always the case. What's really gonna help clear up your face is if you're eating good food, or you're gonna break out because you're eating sugar and fats and all this stuff that's like bad for you. That's what's gonna make you break out. And if you're just exercise and eating healthy, truly are the two things that are just gonna help you so much. And people always like want to find a way that's way easier to get out of doing those things and still getting the same results. But Those are the two things that are truly gonna help. So you don't need all these extra products and skincare, and you don't need a bunch of products for your hair. Your hair isn't even supposed to have all these products, but now our hair relies on these products, and it'll act all weird and get dried out, but it's supposed to use its natural oils, not all these products from a store, from a chemical company making these products. I could go on forever, but we need to keep this rolling. Okay, and then with hair, on the same topic as hair, my hair is usually straight, and I feel like that makes it easier. But if you need a haircut, just cut it yourself. Literally easy as that. And no one is gonna come up to your hair, put it all in the back, and look at it, the ends, and be like, that's uneven. No one cares. Yeah, if like one's up here, like one side of your hair is here and one side is here for length, yeah, they're gonna notice, obviously. But if it's just a few centimeters, I don't know, millimeters off, it does not matter. And if you don't feel confident about doing yourself, if you're gonna do yourself, the best thing is just to wet your hair right after the shower and then brush it out and then get it to the same length and go just like that. But if you don't feel confident in doing it yourself, which is perfectly fine, it's kind of scary, just taking the scissors to your own hair, then, I don't know, maybe ask a family member or a friend. Maybe you have a friend that's in cosmetology school. Maybe they want to practice on you. Or, and if someone close to you, they're probably not going to charge you. So, just cheaper alternative than getting a $20, $30 haircut. Men, I know it's different. I know most of you got that short hair. But I'm sure you can find someone, a close, family member or friend, or just try to do it yourself, It does not need to look perfect, because, perfect doesn't exist. Perfect isn't even a thing. Nothing in life is perfect. So your hair is never going to look perfect. You just got to accept that. And then it'll be so much easier just not caring. Okay. Next, if you're a book girly, book guy, anything. If you like books, see, I got my own books right there. I love books. But you don't need to always get the brand new books from, Walmart, Target, Amazon, Costco. You don't need to get the brand new books because they're going to be at least $10 to $20 for one book that truly you're probably only going to read once, maybe twice, but not that often. So a better alternative, just go to the library. There's so many books there, and you can rent them for like 3 weeks, and then you can just renew them. But if you're not a fan of the library, like I just moved, but since I don't have a lease agreement, I can't get a free library card. Kind of silly, but it is what it is. But if you can't do that, then thrift your books. At a thrift store, they're gonna be like 50 cents to maybe $2 for one book. Yeah, they might be kind of older books, not like classical books. I don't know. They're not going to be super old, but they're not going to be the brand newest ones in the store. I mean, sometimes, someone might have just bought that book at Target, read it, decided to give it away, and then it'll show up there. But for the most part, they're going to be at least a little bit old, a few years old. But that's okay. I found so many of the best books that I like to read were just older ones that I just randomly came across. And, the back looked interesting. So I'm like, I'm going to go with that. And, yeah. Or you could borrow books because maybe another book girly and she's got an entire beautiful shelves, plural, I don't know, of books, and you're kind of close, you're friends, so you're like, hey, could I borrow that book? Chances are she's gonna say yes. Just keep it in good condition, and then boom, you get to read one of those newer books for free because you're just borrowing. Okay, next, shoes. I kind of covered this. I mean, I kind of talked about it at the beginning, but we don't need so many shoes. How many feet do you have? 2. A pair of shoes is 2 shoes. You only need like 1 pair because to go out in public, like you're supposed to wear shoes. You got the signs in the stores that are like no shirt, no shoes, no service. So yes, you have to wear shoes, of course, I understand that, but you don't need 15 pairs of shoes, you know? I don't know, to me it helps to think about like homeless people or people that are just in undeveloped countries. I don't know. Do your research on them. Look it up. It's so sad. But it also makes you realize that why do I own 20 pairs of shoes? And how many do I actually wear a week? Okay, maybe it's going to be hard if you have like 10 to 20 pairs of shoes to go down to like 1 or 2. But just try your best, you know? Get rid of the ones that aren't as, I don't know, that you just really don't wear a lot. If they're in good condition, sell them. Boom, that makes you some money. And when you get rid of the shoes, then you're gonna realize that you don't need to buy more. You just got rid of them. So you're not gonna want to spend money on more new shoes, ideally. Okay, next. Investment pieces. Not saying to have your whole closet be investment pieces. Obviously, I just said to thrift. Yes, definitely thrift your stuff. But if it's like, say, a coat or a sweatshirt and you just want to, have one nice one that you're going to wear a lot and you're really going to get the use out of it and you want it to be one that you really like. So there, you can invest in a piece. And I don't know, I've done that before. Like, I remember back in the day, I had at least 15 sweatshirts. For what reason? Sweatshirts, like hoodies, like 15 of them. Did I wear them very often? No, I wore like 2 of them frequently, but they were all just like thrifted and I don't even know. So now I have like this one I just got. It's an Alchemy one from this YouTuber, My Family. And then like, look at the back. You're kidding. That's so cute. So this was definitely pricey. Like, I spent some good money on it, but it's my first like, expensive clothing purchase, expensive I've made, and I actually bought 2 of them. And now I have 3 sweatshirts in total. Yeah. And I know that I'm gonna wear all of these very frequently. So that's when, an investment piece is like worth it, because you're not gonna wanna buy a bunch more other mediocre sweatshirts when, you got your investment pieces. Okay, next. If you don't have a washer and dryer, and if you need to go to the laundromat, or if you're traveling and, your place that you're staying at doesn't have a washer and dryer, wash your own laundry. It's not that hard. Hand washing, we didn't always have washer and dryers. No, crazy. They weren't always there ready to just throw your clothes in, press go. But doing a wash cycle takes at least like 2 hours, at least like an hour in the washer and at least an hour or 2 in the dryer. So that's at least like 2 hours. But what you could do instead is at Walmart, they have this bag. It's about like this big, like the size of like a powdered sugar bag, I would say, in the baking aisle. And it's just laundry detergent. And you just you wet your clothes in the sink and then sprinkle that on there. And then they all suds up when you squish that on there. And then you just wring them out. It gets all the dirt and the nasty shit out of your clothes. And then rinse them out. As long as you have running water. It's just such a perfect solution. And, it's a little bit harder in the winter because you're going to have bigger pieces of clothing, but like pants. But if you keep up with it, it won't be too bad. And in summer, not that bad because it's just like tank tops, t-shirts, and shorts. And then you just wring them out, get them as dry as you can, hang them up. Maybe they might take, depends on, if you have to let them dry inside, they might take like a day. But that's it. And then you have clean clothes. And that bag of laundry powder detergent, $1.38 at Walmart. Yeah. You know how much laundry detergent is? Like the big thing of it is like $15, $20. Yeah, it says it has a bunch of loads, but you're still using that cycle. And the washer and dryer, they take up so much energy and water, so much water in the washer, and so much energy just drying your clothes. So if you just want to save money in your expenses, maybe you don't have to do it with everything, but every once in a while, I think it's worth a shot. And then next, buy the cheap gas. unless your car like says, I don't know, it's gonna blow up if you don't buy the 90 or, you know, the higher one on the scale. Just buy the cheapest one. I think that's like 87 or 89, and then it goes up to like 91 or 92. Just buy that 87 one, you know. That's the one they try to sell you on when the gas stations have their big sign that says the price of the gas. That lowest one is what they put on there. So don't fall for buying the more expensive one, because it doesn't matter. I've been using the cheap gas in my cars, and I had nice cars, an Audi, and I have a Cadillac right now. They're not nice. They kind of suck. But I don't put the nice gas in there. Nope. I'm like, fuck that. I just buy the cheap gas. And you know what? They work perfectly fine. My point said. Okay, next is if you're gonna go out or, you know, go to dinner or, I don't know, buy something to eat at home, go out, just do something fun, split it. If you're gonna go out with people, you know, split it with your friends or your partner. You know, you don't have to feel bad or like feel like you should and just take all the money, take all the responsibility and put it on you to pay for the thing. No, everyone's gonna understand if you need to split it up, and that's perfectly okay. And then boom, whatever, a $30 thing only costs you $15. I mean, you gotta have some good friends or a good partner to do that, but you know, they should be understanding and know that, you know, you don't need to buy everything for them all the time, and you can split the bill sometimes. Okay, next, use your own water bottle. Yeah, you know, you've heard this. You need to drink water because our bodies are like 70% plus water. And I'm just spitting facts in this video. I hope they're right. They're at least decently right. But anyway, just drink some water. You know, we all need to drink water. So why buy plastic bottles? You know, and fill up the garbage? No. They're just bad for the environment, and this is just way better, and you can fill it up wherever you want. If you walk into a gas station, you can just fill this up with water. Don't be sleazy and, you know, put high C or Coke in there, because that's not even good for you. And then you know, that's probably bad karma because you're not actually just getting the water. So just go in, you can fill up the ice and water, and then boom. You know, these are as cheap as like $5-10, or if you want to be fancy and get a Hydro Flask, they could be like $50. But you know, maybe it's an investment piece, because eventually all those bottles of water will add up to the price of a water bottle. So definitely the way to go. And then, okay, next is for my college girlies, men, any gender out there. If you're like in college or you need to pay to park in a lot, just don't do it. You know, my college wants us to spend $300 a year, 2 semesters, on a parking pass, and I'm like, no. I did that the first 2 years, and then my friend was like, why don't you just park in the like hotel parking lot? And I was like, what? That's a thing? You could just do that? She's like, yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years. And I was like, okay. So I tried that this year. Works out perfectly. I walk a little bit longer, but you know, you're getting better exercise by walking a little bit more, and it's okay. Would you rather have exercise and save $300, or no exercise and spend $300? I know they're not all gonna be that much, but that's just an example. Okay, so that was it for just like the simple things, simple ways I think you guys could all save a little money here and there. And now I have just a few that are more like, I put them on my list as extreme, but they're not really extreme. Anyway, they're just a little bit bigger. So if you want to move out, if you're, you know, living at home with your mommy and your daddy, I don't know, and you just want to get out of there, which was me, what I really, really wanted to do, then, you know, you have options. You know, you don't have to just move into an apartment and spend $1,500 on rent, $1,000 on furniture and appliances, and Wi-Fi and all these things. No. You know what you could do? You could get an Airbnb. That's where I'm at right now. I just moved into an Airbnb for my last semester of college. So for like 4.5 months, I'm gonna be living here. And, you know, we're saving. Okay, if your parents weren't charging you rent, then obviously you're like spending money. But an Airbnb, let me tell you, you don't have to pay for utilities. You can use as much water and have the lights on as much as you want, and you don't pay the utility bill. Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. You don't have to pay every single month to get Wi-Fi. And what else? Furniture. It's already furnished. It already has pots and pans and forks and spatulas and plates and bowls. Literally everything you need. And trash. The trash is paid for. If you like move into a house or things like that, you're gonna have to pay for trash. You have to pay someone to take your trash away. No, not an Airbnb. And if you go by the month, it's usually gonna be cheaper for the rates because they get to have a tenant every single night instead of, just some here and there. So they're making money by giving it to you a little bit cheaper, which is awesome. So yeah, it costs a little bit, but your only expenses are how much you have to pay for the Airbnb initially, and then food. Like, that's literally about it. And it's pretty awesome. And if you just want to try out a new city, or you just need to get out of a situation and you just want to be in a place with a roof over your head, Airbnb may be the way to go. And I'm not saying they're all going to be affordable, but they're definitely more affordable than other options, like renting a house or renting a nice apartment, things like that. Or you could live in your car. Van life, car life, SUV life. You see these videos all over, and that's what I'm gonna do when I'm done with this place, because I need to get through college and I have to go into college. So it doesn't really make sense for me to live out of a car because I want to travel. But if you live out of your vehicle, you could travel. You go to any of the states, you could get a passport, you go to Canada, you go to Mexico, you go wherever you want. Literally, your home is on wheels. That's so cool. And like I said, my first tip was stop buying shit, because you just don't need a lot of stuff. And if you could fit all your possessions into one car, one vehicle, that's really awesome. And you just feel so free. You're not tied down to any one place. And if you can find a job doing something online, things like that, or just get a bunch of different little jobs, you're fine. You don't need a ton of money to live. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And then last, if your phone bill, you're looking at that and you're like, that's really expensive. Do I want to spend $50 a month for a little iPhone? And that's just kind of a lot, and that's not really in your budget. You know what you can do? You can get a flip phone. Look at that. Okay. Currently, I still have a phone, but I don't have to pay the entire bill. So I'm kind of like riding the wave out, and I want it for my last semester of school for sure, so I could like group chat, even though this has text and call. But I'm gonna keep mine for a little bit longer, and then I'm just gonna switch this, because you know what, this was $22 after tax, and the buttons light up and you can text. You just have to like press 2-3 times to get C, but it's fine, for the money you're gonna save. And then the plans are as low as $15 a month instead of like $30, $40, $50, $60 a month if you're like going through Verizon or whatever to pay for a stupid iPhone. And you could always, if you have your iPhone or your phone, Samsung, anything, if it's paid off, then you can still keep your phone and just not have the service on it. So you can get like a cheap little phone to make your calls and text, like in case of emergencies, but keep your big one, keep your other phone, and we'll have service, and like to do most things you're gonna have to have Wi-Fi, but you don't have to pay for it anymore. And then if you're under Wi-Fi, you know, you can still use all the apps that you used before besides text and call and FaceTime. So those were just my tips. You know, I had like 15 on here, so I'm not gonna, you know, makes sense that I talk for 30 minutes because 2 minutes per tip. I don't know, maybe I'll cut it down a little bit, or maybe I'll just post this whole thing. And if you listen to my, I don't want to call it a rant, you know, but if you listened to this and stayed this whole time, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. And if you could like and subscribe, specifically subscribe, that would be so awesome. Excuse me, because I don't know, I just want to film for you guys and make a community on here and just be able to share my experiences with you, and together, I don't know, we could do great things, you know. We just gotta get more subscribers, but we'll get there. We will get there. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I love you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye.